the coordination of the national implementation of the People with Disability Act policies and programs aimed at improving the lives of people or persons with disabilities. Good morning, Mayor. Good afternoon, Moalusi, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon to you too. Thank you.
Let us talk about there will be a commemoration on the 12th of December. We're commemorating it's the annual commemoration of the United Nations International Disability Day.
Yeah.
What are we talking? When can we expect?
The United Nations Day for Persons with Disability is normally on the 3rd, but we are having it on the 12th this time, to give the transition time. And on that day we expect a lot of things. We expect persons with disabilities themselves doing the miraculous and opening the eyes of those who never thought a person with disability can do something. Yes.
Where is this happening?
Where?
Where?
It's in Francistown at Adonsonia Hotel. Yes.
All right. Now, what are the key, success factors or measures to be put out in place in aid of realization of this year's theme, which is amplifying leadership of persons with disabilities?
We, as a nation, we really have to remember that amongst everybody else that is in this nation are persons with disabilities. And we have to include them. We have to empower them to be leaders of tomorrow and now. We have to boost their confidence so that whatever they do, they should know that they can make it. And we have to train them for such and give them space to actually participate and people see them doing, and we are capable. Despite the disability, we have an ability.
Absolutely. You're speaking about the importance of this day and why it's important for us to actually commemorate International Disability Day each year. Let's talk about some of the key barriers that we can expect. They will be spoken about. You from the Office of Persons with Disabilities have been talking about these persons with disabilities have been complaining about. What exactly can we expect the conversations to be at this day?
Yeah, thank you. Summing it up, I would say exclusion, non-discrimination, and lack of accessibility. Exclusion in the sense that generally we treat persons with disability as people who are not capable to do anything. We think for them, we do things for them, and we even assume they want this, they don't want that. But on that day, they will be running the show. There will be persons with disabilities will be in the upfront. They will be motivating the people. They will be giving speeches. They will be performing all that they know how to do, and they will be doing it to their best. And they will be even exhibiting what their products.
You're speaking about how this day also just signifies how it's important to sensitize the public, the general public, about the capacity and capability of people with disabilities. Let's talk about what exactly it is that we can expect to be done to raise awareness at this event. Can we expect that, like you say, the people with disabilities themselves will be at the forefront of the commemoration? What else can we expect in terms of sensitization and ensuring that people are aware of the issues?
Different sectors, be it government, private sector, and the public at large, will be displaying in their stalls, and they will be highlighting to everyone who comes by their duties and their services to persons with, not just services to everybody, but to persons with disabilities. So in that case, whoever goes there, whether you have a disability or you don't, you get a chance to learn what is it that is being rendered and how is it rendered to persons with disabilities. So in all the stalls, people will be talking about their services to persons with disabilities, not just to every other person. Yep.
Let us talk about your office as a coordination platform. What role have you played so far? If you were to point it out over the years, what role would you say that you have played as a coordination office, especially in the implementation of the disability frameworks as we know them?
Thank you. Generally, the core mandate of our office is to create awareness on disability, to mainstream disability in all sectors, to monitor disability services, to implement the Disability Act. So I would say so far, we haven't arrived, but we have managed to mainstream disability such that everyone, wherever they are, whatever they're doing, they know that there is a person with disability who is going to indulge in the service that you are rendering. And they have to see to it that they do it in an exclusive way. Yes. And we monitor the service provision to persons with disability. Our Act emphasizes more on non-discrimination, on inclusion, on participation of persons with disabilities, and also in the rights of persons with disabilities. So we have made it our mandate and our purpose to see to it that the rights of persons with disabilities are not trampled upon. So Renale, the Act, successfully we have come up with that. It is the first of its kind in our country. We have acceded to a convention on the rights of persons with disability, which emphasizes on human rights. Yes, and we have we are domesticating that CRPD, Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and we have at least managed to write the first ever maiden report to the United Nations about the implementation of such a treaty in our country. Yeah, so wherever you go, they may not practice it, but they know that persons with disability, unlike in the past, they were just there, but now they know. Every sector, whether it's private or we are working together in ensuring that persons with disabilities are empowered, they know their right, and they're involved. Yes.
Obviously, there'll be challenges. You're speaking about inclusion and you're speaking to all sectors of the economy. What happened, some of the challenges, or what are still some of the challenges that faced by different sectors in also, achieving the disability mainstreaming, and what could be done to actually assist in this regard?
I'll talk about the challenges first, then most probably come up with the solution. Challenges are a lot, but they all emanate from the budget, the resources. Persons with disabilities, service providers need resources to ensure that persons with disabilities enjoy being the bona fide citizens of this country. When we talk resources, we are not just talking about money. We are talking about even human resource. As we speak, there are other ministries, a lot of backlog to service because there are no skilled manpower to do so. And also the other thing I would say will be in our ministries and sectors, there are no officers who are really designated to do disability work, except of course for Minister of Education. That being the case, whoever does it by the way. Yes. Then that will leave persons with disabilities being moved from wherever, pillar to post, to get service. Then when it comes to solutions, I would say first, mindset change. Let us as service providers not think that the money that you are, or the budget that we have, little as it may be, it is excluding others. We should have a budget that embraces everybody. With the little that you are given, know that person with disability has to share from the little that you have. It's not just for any other, leaving them out. That's mindset change. Two, we have to have persons with, officers, by law, they will be designated to do disability work, so that when they go to Ministry X, they don't say, maybe you can go to OP, maybe you can go to Moalusi in your area. They should know that they render services to everyone, including a person with disability, and somebody should do it. And also, we have to have that inclusive budget, and we have to have even persons with disabilities themselves acting, rendering services because they know better. It is that which they are living every time. Right. Of their day. Yeah.
There was a conversation that was had by young people to say that conversations about them should not be had around them, but should be had by them and for them. Should we expect that the same would be called for from your office, to say maybe people that should drive the messaging around what needs to be done for the people living with disabilities should be done by themselves, the people living with disabilities, versus having a human resource that is totally different from them and wouldn't otherwise comprehend what their needs are?
I kind of stand to differ with,
All right.
because I take it that if I'm to give an example without any, you go to Sabran, there are doctors there, and they're treating everyone. It doesn't mean that those doctors have mental problems. So persons with disabilities, they know better because they're going through that, and they know better about their disability, not just the disability in general.
Right.
So, and I believe that we should treat this issue as a human rights issue, and we should also know that people should be certificated to do the job. Not just because you have a disability, you have to do it. So I believe they can guide.
Absolutely.
But they should be those who know how to do it, and they take maele from Rona as persons with this type of a disability. This is how we operate, the etiquette of the disability. Right. Yeah.
I'm glad you're here to have this conversation with us, and we hope to have you back after the 12th to come and to give us a report of, maybe also from your office, to say how do we then measure, the implementation of these frameworks that you speak about, and maybe taking from what was had in terms of conversations at the commemoration. So let me take this time to thank you so much, ma'am, for joining me, and wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, and that is where we leave it. We were in conversation this afternoon with from the Ministry of State President, Ms. Thapelo Moalusi. We're talking, she's the Chief Disability Officer from that office, and we were talking here about the commemoration, the annual commemoration of the United Nations International Disability Day that is going to be had on the 12th of December. And that's where we leave it. Thank you so much for tuning in and leaving you in the capable hands of Lucia Ramasucci. Takes over from here. Have a great one.